Rise and shine, Nigeria. Good morning and welcome to today's edition of Off the Press, where we talk about newspaper headlines. And joining me to discuss all of these and more, we have in the studio Gbolahan, Olojede. Many thank you very much for staying with us and coming back as usual. It's always a pleasure having you.
Nice to be here.
Most definitely. And we have to look at some of the headlines making the news away from the weekend. It's already a busy day so far. Now, we're starting off with the New Telegraph headlines and Southeast-Northeast battle for Senate presidency. Lawan, Goje, Ndume, Adamu, Kali top contenders. Senator Tinubu's chances threatened by Gbajabiamila's ambition. Dogara, Mongoro, Namdas joint speakership race. And we also have herdsmen in military uniform kill 16 people in Benue. Residents flee Rivers community as gunmen kill 2 soldiers as well. And we also have the CBN pumping 4.19 billion naira into forex market in January and February. I will appoint only people of integrity in my government, and that's according to President Buhari. Abductors also free APC assembly candidate 38 days after. Lagos Guba, Tinubu parleys Igbo leaders over Sanwo-Olu, and FAC kicks over NNPC failure to offset NPDC's 1.7 billion naira dollar debt. Now, let's quickly start off with these big headlines. Southeast-Northeast battle for Senate presidency. We know yes, the APC has the majority in the Senate so far, but are you expecting that would have the same zoning arrangement that played out in 2015 play out once again? We know the president was from the Northwest, and there was a sitting for that, and then the vice president from the Southwest as well. And how do you think?
This time around, I don't think anybody will be able to game the system. I think last time, the Sarake factor had a play. And it wasn't exactly as the party wanted it, that it went a different way totally. And that has an impact on that assembly. Right from day one, the assembly and the executive struggled all through the 4 years. But this time around, I mean, we already have the president from the Northwest. We have the vice president from the Southwest. So obviously, the Senate president, who is the third person, must come from another zone, and there will be more than one other zone that can compete for that. I think it should be open for like 4 other zones.
And I'm sure
for that.
The APC wouldn't want a repeat of what happened with the Senate president.
This time around, I'm sure that, the last time we heard the president say, men, it's their business, they could elect whoever they want. But this time around, I'm sure it will show interest.
And then we also have herdsmen in military uniform kill 16 people. These are individuals that we know are into cattle rustling, and just only 3 of them within the attack there were supposedly killed. But weighing the number and how much we're supposed to be dealing with this sort of crisis on our hands.
We shouldn't even be talking about them. The numbers should not matter. One person, one life is very important. But now we're even having them in tens, in scores. Is very shameful. And it's also peculiar because I thought this went down as we were approaching elections. I'm surprised that after the presidential election now, there seems to have, even on the election day in the Northeast, there were attacks and people lost their lives in Borno, in Yobe.
But the question that should be asked is, how do these individuals now get these uniforms? Because we've seen this, who have masqueraded themselves in police uniforms, military uniforms, and a whole lot more. So
when you look at that police uniform, does it look like something you can't get in the market?
Okay.
It's available, you can get it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And then we now cross over to the Vanguard newspaper. Integrity must for my next candidate. That's President Buhari. And some, the PDP, have said, well, President Buhari playing to the gallery and urges President to await ruling of tribunal. Transparency International welcomes Buhari's pledge. And we also have corporate governance failure. More firms attract NSE sanctions for flouting post-listing rules. Herdsmen kill 16 in fresh attack on Benue community. And Northern Christian Association of Nigeria congratulates Buhari as JNI asks Atiku to accept his fate. We also have the no going back on UTME biometrics. That, according to JAMB, and presidency launches probe of APC loss in Oyo, Ondo states. Allocate wells to states. Ekiti state government tells the federal government of Nigeria. But for God, I won't be alive today. Adegboye tells shocked congregation at 7-7. Now, the biggest headlines again, still integrity being a must. And the PDP has said, well, President Buhari is just playing to the gallery.
Well, however you look at it, it will not be by the words. People are waiting, not just Nigerians. The international community is waiting for the quality and the timing of the cabinet that is coming. So whatever you say now, they're just words. They don't mean nothing much until we get to that point to deliver.
Their stance definitely still holds because we are still picking from the same stock of the individuals. You're not picking anybody from heaven this time around.
Yes, I mean, it's going
No
to be
saints or
Nigerians.
angels.
Though I will expect that, well, apart from ministers, there are other key roles that requires advertisements. Let's get recruiters to advertise. There will still be Nigerians that will put in.
And presidency also launches probe of APC's loss in Oyo and Ondo State. This will just continue going around. But it's time to cross over to the Punch newspaper. The PDP National Caucus holds emergency meeting over presidential poll today. Senate will probe February 16 poll. And we also have suspected herdsmen once again killing 16 in fresh Benue attacks. Nigeria's oil exports drops as A2 shuts pipeline. Only persons with integrity will make the next cabinet. The president is really serious about this and everybody's taking it seriously. Gunmen kill 3 soldiers in Rivers community and most new senators may not chair committees in the 9th Senate. Now, taking this issue of the PDP holding an emergency caucus meeting, it's called the expanded or the extended caucus meeting. They're going to look into areas why they lost the elections.
Definitely.
Strategize.
They will also probably look at the going to court matter and probably just give their own final nod on that. Because, you know, apart from Alhaji Atiku going to the court, the party in itself could decide to go to court. You know, I think they will find the means of harmonizing thoughts on that and giving a final nod. Then they will need to review. Because contrary to certain beliefs before the elections about how the popularity of this candidate cut across the entire nation, it wasn't what we found, what we saw from the results.
And most new senators may not chair committees in the 9th Senate. Now, we know we had a generous president of the Senate in the 8th Senate, and there were so many chairmen of different committees. So what do you expect?
There will also be several chairmen of different committees. But I think it's the experienced senators that should chair, not a fresher. You can't be joining the Senate. You don't even know the rules. I'm not even sure of how solid is the induction process for a new senator. Countries like India, as at 2014 has 815 million eligible voters. We must find out, how do they do voting in India? And India has consistently transited from one government to the other without any problem for a long time. There must be lessons for us to take from this.
Definitely, there must be lessons, and we cross now to Daily Sun newspaper, and the biggest headline: President Buhari gives insight into a new cabinet, hinges appointment on integrity. And we care about Biafra, not who becomes president. That's according to IPOB. It's a president from the southeast, possibly, maybe, that's still yet to unfold. And northeast lobbies for House of Reps Speaker. 23 killed in fresh Benue Kaduna attacks and parliamentary amnesty. EFCC secures final forfeiture of 732.85 million naira to the federal government. You're still watching After Press, where we discuss newspaper headlines, and this time it's time to talk some sports with Udoka. Good morning, Udoka.
Good morning, David.
Now we have some big news from Sport and Sun as well as Complete Sports. But first, let's look at Sport and Sun. Raw Eagles not favourite for AFCON title, and Everton frustrates Reds title ambition. Jorginho's goal decides West London derby, and Rodgers loses first Foxes game. Klopp may replace Algeri at Juve. And Etoile beats Rangers in Enugu. Arsenal fans label Iwobi Nigerian Messi. And Ole cries as Man U misses to stars for PSG clashes. There are many more headlines, but let's quickly start with Raw saying that Eagles not favorite for AFCON title.
Yeah, it's popular with most of the coaches worldwide. When they're going in for a major competition, they get to talk about their own club sides or countries, saying that they're not favorites for the title. We know the Super Eagles, they're more like the giants of Africa, and the way they qualified for the AFCON Nations Cup, it was more like a breeze for them. And going into that competition, we have other superpowers like Cameroon and South Africa are heading into that one. But the Super Eagles, for me, they are contenders, but the coach, I think, is saying the right thing for them, saying they're not favorites, so he doesn't put pressure on the Super Eagles of Nigeria.
And we also have here Everton also frustrates Reds title ambition.
Yesterday it was a crazy one at Merseyside derby, Everton versus Liverpool, and
0-0.
I actually called that game. I said it was going to end in a draw, and it did end in a draw because Everton are a stubborn club side. They know how to frustrate the ambitions of most of these top teams, and for Liverpool, they seem to know how to bottle things up when it comes to the dying moments of the English Premier League season, and it happens with Tottenham Hotspur as well. Yesterday's game, a goalless draw ensures that Manchester City stays top of the EPL with just 1 point. And if Liverpool lose any other game, I think it will spell doom for the title hopes this season.
Most definitely, and one of the biggest flashes I'm having right in my face is the fact that Arsenal fans have labeled Iwobi as Nigerian Messi. Yeah. Does it really fit that title?
I don't think so. It's too much. It's too much of a name for Alex Iwobi, but he's doing a great job at Arsenal. We saw what he did over the weekend against Tottenham Hotspur. In as much as that game ended 1-1, but he still gave a good performance and good account of himself. And for Nigerians playing outside the shores of the country, I think it's a good one because I would say above average of the Nigerian players actually had a good performance over the weekend. The likes of Mikel and Alex Iwobi. Okay,
let's quickly look at headlines from Complete Sports as well. We have this: Everton nil, Liverpool nil, advantage Man City. And Chelsea keep top 4 hopes alive, as well as get a row, still saying that Eagles not favourite for 2019 AFCON. And Etebo Ale's injury fears are not doubtful. And brothers at war in Spain. Omer rumors of Simon in relegation dogfight. Let's look at this issue once again. Etebo Ale's injury fears and I know doubtful. What do you make of that?
Looking forward to the game between Nigeria and Seychelles, the AFCON qualifiers. But it's a dead rubber game. Nigeria don't need any points in that one. They have actually qualified for the AFCON Nations Cup. So yeah, Etebo, that's Eganakare Etebo and Olaino missing that game. I think it should not be so bad for the Eagles because they might actually have replacements for these players. But something I can't find on the paper is a game that happened yesterday at talking about the Serie A, Napoli versus Juventus. Juventus have gone 16 points clear of the Italia Serie A table, and it's looking like they are going to win their 8th Scudetto in a row. They are unstoppable in Italy.